Those sentences are real, but I am calling upon Bibi Netanyahu, the dear friend to Charlie Kirk, to publish the letter's entire contents. Like, don't start with just 2 sentences. Publish the entire thing. You're holding it. I'm saying you're severely misrepresenting.
Israel needed to kill this guy because he was about to blow the lid on the whole operation. They couldn't bribe him, couldn't blackmail him, couldn't negotiate with him. He had to be eliminated. He had to go because he was too out of control. So if they produced a fabricated letter, knowing that Candace has the real one, I think that would backfire.
Boy, it's a strange world that we're living in. What a strange world we're living in, because I'm back again and I got to agree with Nick. Oh, I disagree with Nick sometimes, a lot of times, and then other times I agree with him. Because you know why?
It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world. All right, let's get at it. With no further ado, today is the day that the letter dropped in the New York Times, and everybody's talked about. I did a live stream earlier. I'll probably leave a link right here if you want to check that out if you didn't see it. We read through the whole entire letter, and it's such of that nature. The pressure is on Candaspiracy to show something different, and I want to let it be known, let it be said. I don't think she's going to be able to. Let's bring it in. Let's go. Wait, let's do it like this.
More to the story. First and foremost, that letter he is holding up, he is severely misrepresenting. Those sentences are real, but I am calling upon Bibi Netanyahu, the dear friend to Charlie Kirk, to publish the letter's entire contents. Like, don't start with just 2 sentences. Publish the entire thing. You're holding it. I'm saying you're severely misrepresenting the contents, that in May, Charlie was concerned about Israel and their influence on American politics and how they were pushing things that he felt were in conflict with his beliefs, free speech here in America. Bibi's holding it up like Charlie just in May said, hey, you know what? I just want to write a love letter to Israel. That's how it was presented. Would you guys agree? That's not how it happened. Let's stop saying how Charlie felt, and instead, if you're going to hold up the letter, release it in its entirety. Okay? And lies by severe omission, I'd like to be very clear, are lies. Does anybody want to jump in and say, no, yeah, the letter Charlie wrote him in May was just like a glowing, he just was overcome with passion and said, I love Israel. You guys are amazing. You're beautiful. We're going to win this thing and you're perfect and doing nothing wrong. Love you, Bibi. Homie very quickly told us that Charlie was penning love letters to him in May. I just find that weird that no one wants to address the substance of the claims here, whether or not maybe Bill himself has an opinion on whether Bibi lied by severe omission when he mentioned his last correspondences with Charlie. And you're doubling down on your lie. I told you to publish the full letter that Charlie wrote you, not lines of it. Okay, so lie by omission. Doing Fox News and Greta Van Sustern's show, he lied about the contents of a letter that Charlie Kirk had written him.
Remember on September 18th, I reported about a letter that Charlie Kirk wrote to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. What was exactly in it? Well, the New York Post got a hold of that letter and they've now published it. And it's exactly what I reported. Now, Charlie Kirk expressing his love for Israel, warning about the disinformation war, and really urging Israel to do better when it comes to social media and how to reach the younger people. No attacks on Israel, just advice on how to fight lies and reach the next generation. I'm not going to read the 7 pages, but it says, everything written here is from a place of deep love for Israel and the Jewish people. Israel is losing the information war and needs a communications intervention. Then he goes on to say, Mr. Prime Minister, I urge you, in caps, to revamp your information war strategy from top to bottom. It's exactly what I said, what was in the letter.
Can anybody actually work and assert that I am lying? You can say my name. Candace Owens lied.
Have you ever considered inviting some of the released Israeli hostages to go on a speaking tour in the United States? This could be very effective. We're like halfway through the letter, by the way. This is who Max Blumenthal and Candace Owens want us to believe was the second coming of Hitler. Israel needed to kill this guy because he was about to blow the lid on the whole operation. They couldn't bribe him, couldn't blackmail him, couldn't negotiate with him. He had to be eliminated. He had to go because he was too out of control. And I reiterate, I don't know why people are telling me I'm covering things up. I'm doing the opposite. I want to put the pressure on Candace Owens. Give us all of the evidence that you have. If Israel killed Charlie Kirk, then, we need to go to war with Israel. If a foreign government assassinated a powerful American on U.S. soil because he opposed America's entry into their war, everyone needs to know that. The public needs to know that. The government needs to know that. And if the government is engaged in a cover-up, then the public needs to know to expose the cover-up. So I am once again reiterating, I implore Candace Owens, if you have a copy of the letter, a different version of the letter, or maybe it's this letter, you have to release it immediately because the public.
I disagree with Nick. If she has the exact same letter, then there's no reason for her to post it. There's nothing that we're going to see different. Now, if she has the same letter, maybe with, 2 other pages or something, maybe we have a conversation. But if it's the same letter, well, what would be the purpose of that? I don't think she's going to do anything personally, but let's see. Let's tease it out. Let's go.
Public will move on from this. The further we get from the assassination, the less public interest, the less public pressure. And if there is some cover-up, the more they will be able to cover up their tracks or produce misinformation or disinformation. So if you have a copy of the letter, which is not this letter, then you have to release it. We need to see it. I need to see it. The public needs to see it. The world needs to see it. Now, with that being said, today, the New York Post released what they are claiming is the letter. We have no reason to believe that this is some fabrication. From reading it, it sounds like Charlie Kirk. It sounds like it would be hard to forge this. There are certain details in the letter, the tone of the letter. It's sort of a strange tone if it was a fabrication. What's more, the New York Post is a pro-Israel publication. If Netanyahu has a copy of the letter, then surely, and if it exonerates him, it would find its way in the front page of the New York Post. If there's a different version of it, then Candace can really blow the lid on the whole thing. If they are putting out a false version of the letter, and they know that other people have it, someone like Candace Owens, then this would be really shooting themselves in the foot. Because if an alternative version of the letter were produced, and it made them out to be liars, then it would not only prove that they had a motive to kill Charlie Kirk, it would actually prove that they're fabricating evidence for their cover-up. So if they produced a fabricated letter, knowing that Candace has the real one, I think that would backfire. That would be shooting themselves in the foot tremendously. It would be easily disprovable and catastrophically such. Not only would it destroy their credibility, but it would actually prove they're covering it up. So anyway.
Guys, we have evidence. We have a general idea of what happened. But I suppose I just, ask the man himself your view on all of this, because just you tell me, because I'm not going to put words in.
Is this letter verified? Is this letter true?
Yeah, I mean, it's real. Yeah.
Why is there this idea? I'm going to put it like this. Nick Fuentes called it conspiratard-ish that people were claiming Israel killed Charlie. And it was really funny. He was like, if Ben Shapiro died, they're going to claim Israel did it. And they're claiming now that Nick Fuentes got the call, like Israel called him and told him to
yeah.
It's crazy in my opinion, but I'm curious why you think people are pushing this and just what the truth is.
I think Charlie's views on Israel were nuanced. There's no doubt about it. He was frustrated. He was, I talked about this with Alex Clark's podcast, Cultural Apothecary, and I don't know, it's got millions of views or something like that. She told me. Yeah, I mean, listen, he for Charlie, it was very clear. He wanted people who controlled the Holy Land to be civilized people. He didn't want it to be in the hands of Islam, for example, right? Charlie looked at it as like, we have a civilized group that is friendly to the West, and we have uncivilized, basically. We have these Muslim nations that are very hostile. A lot of them are openly terrorists, right? Towards Israel, towards America. Who would you rather have control of the Holy Land? That was one really basic thing, right?
Shout out to that for sure. And I want to know what y'all think about it. Is Candace going to reveal the letter, or is she going to somehow or another duck and weave and get out of it? Let me know what you think about it, because we will definitely be watching and paying close attention to see if she responds about this actual letter and gives her, again, her evidence. And again, I'm going to keep reiterating this point. We have to keep asking Candace for receipts. We can't just take her at face value. We need to see what it is that you're referring to. If you made a call, you got a DM, you got an email, or whatever that nature, we need to be able to see it and analyze it ourselves before we do it. We can no longer take the trust me, bro approach, because Candace just keeps proving herself that she's not trustworthy. But let me know what you think. I appreciate your comments and all of your feedback. So let's do it down in the comment section. I'll see you there. Grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.